And there he goes, and we're sitting with the legend himself this morning.
I don't know how you follow that.
Looking back, I mean, before I ask one question, just from all of us here, you have never met a more hardworking, dedicated man. This makes me emotional, and you make us all feel like family. And so we love you so much. But looking back on this video, 40 years of stories. What do you think when you watch this?
I don't know. I can't believe you did all that without me knowing that. At least coming to me to ask where the video was, because I thought I was the one who knew where all the video was.
It's hard to keep a secret from Chris Lee, I will say that. You've covered everything, like the video just showed, from the bombing to the Moore tornado, everything in between. What memories would you say stick out to you the most?
Oh, there are so many, but I think we tend to in this business, because the big stories, as we call them, a lot of them are very negative. Like you said, the bombing, tornado in '99, Star School explosion. They're just things that we've been to that where people die or people are in great tragedy. But I also remember some of the really good stories and meeting some people that are just amazing people to know and be with. And I think also the people here working with different, I can't, that only scratched the surface of the number of people that I have worked with, that I've sat next to. When we go to work, our office is the front seat of my car, which is, we're sitting right next to each other, and you learn an awful lot about people in that confined space doing pretty stressful jobs. So I've just been really blessed to work with some incredible people over the years.
And take us back, a lot of the most fascinating stories that you've told me come from when you covered the bombing. Take us back to the bombing. It just started out as a normal day, as most news days do, just a normal day here. Take us back to kind of the first memories of that day and covering such a big story for us.
I think one of the things on something like that is it's hard to grasp how big it really is when it first happens. When we were here, we have a morning meeting. Today we do it at 9:30. At that time we did it at 9 o'clock. Well, 9:02 we just started the meeting and the building shook. And we knew something had happened. We knew we needed to get out and cover it. And we didn't have, one of the things I remember, there wasn't a reporter in yet. They were running late or for whatever reason. And poor Rhonda Chapman just happened to be walking in as three photographers were running out the door. And she was by default the first reporter on the scene for us.
And you flew out with her?
There were three of us that went down there, and I did the live coverage for the first couple hours. Well, all that becomes a blur after a while. We went down there and covered it as thinking, okay, we're going to do some live coverage, and then we were live for the next 2 weeks without interruption, which is just unheard of. I mean, you just don't do that.
Right. And so many scenes, the bombing or the tornado, where everybody else is running away, you were running to the scene of whatever it is that you're covering. Do you ever get scared covering those scenes, also with storm chasing? I mean, you were in the face of some monster storms.
Well, I think you try to, limit whatever risk you're putting yourself in. But yeah, there is a certain amount that you assume just going towards something like that. I don't know that there's a way to completely alleviate that, but I think what we do is important. Maybe we're not the first responders, and we're not, but what we do, and that was something that kind of came to me during the bombing, when there was an awful lot of love and put out from the community for the first responders, for the people who went in and rescued people, and after a while, people who were watching it would realize they'd go to sleep at night, and the same anchor that they saw, the same reporter they saw the night before, was still there, and we became almost part of that. We had school kids writing letters to the news station thanking us for what we were doing, which I just found awesome. I mean, I just really appreciate.
And 40 years later, you're still here. You look up, and Chris Lee is still the one, bringing you the storm and the coverage and what's happening now. What has kept you going all of these years? Day in and day out, you see the best of the best and the worst of the worst. What keeps you here?
I think that a lot of it is a responsibility. I mean, I've learned to care so much for this community and its people, and I know a lot of what I do is around the storms and storm coverage. That's one of the most important things we do here. But we do a lot of getting out information that people need to know. Maybe not every day in every story and every show, but that's really what we do, and it's a very important thing, and I really take that responsibility seriously, that I feel like I want to be there telling people what it is. Even today with the young photographers that want to be out there too, if there's a big story, I want to be there because I want to make sure that things go the way they're supposed to go.
You have never seen work ethic like this, and some of my favorite days are when Chris Lee will be at home eating breakfast and he's listening to the scanners already from the time he wakes up to the time he goes to sleep. And a lot of times we get phone calls from you saying, are y'all on this high-speed chase?
Yeah.
I'm hearing this, I'm headed there now. Before the bosses even say, get out the door and go, you're going there. Do you ever turn it off?
Well, my wife would tell you no, but yeah,
She's here, by the way.
It's part of what you are. So I don't think you ever entirely turn it off. It's just something that becomes part of what you do. But yes, you make time for other things in your life that are important also. I've raised a family here, and I think that's a big part of a lot of people. This is a business where people tend to move up. A lot of people, you probably notice turnover where people go to larger markets, and that's one way of that people do that. But I've found I love the town, and I love my family. Raising a family here is really important.
Am I right in saying that you met your wife here at Channel 5?
At Channel 5.
Okay.
At Channel 5. She was an intern and then became a reporter. And so we worked together in that little office in my car. And she...
The rest is history.
Yes,
from there.
Exactly.
And a beautiful family. I was also going to ask you, a lot of people were interested in this. How has storm chasing changed? The technology, I'm sure, has done a 180 over the course of the past 40 years. What's changed most noticeably?
And I posted something on my Wichita Falls is where I started realizing how important storm coverage was. And in those days, setting up a live shot was, finding a hill, setting up a microwave, making contact with a station on a two-way radio. I mean, it was at best a 15, 20-minute operation. So for a tornado to stay there long enough for you to set up and get video of it was rather difficult. Now, we stream driving 70 miles an hour down the road with a high definition quality picture and don't think anything of it. That's the norm now. And I still go back to when we got a device back in the 90s that allowed us to send one still picture. It took about 90 seconds to scan that picture down, but we could do it from anywhere that we had cellular phone coverage. And what a game changer that was, to not have to stop and find a satellite truck or feed somewhere to get the video back. So it's changed a lot. And also just the technology of getting information to us from the station. You used to have to find a payphone and call and say, what does it look like on radar? Where now you have several radars, coming into your cell phone there in the car.
A lot of moving parts. Well, Chris Lee, we just wanted to say happy 40 years to you, and
I
thank you.
cannot believe 40 years.
It's been a wild ride.
It has. It really has.
And you ask anybody here, what do you want to be when you grow up? We all want to be Chris Lee and still have that work ethic and that dedication 40 years later. You make us all feel like family, and when there's a storm to be chased, we hope that it's with you, sir. So anyway, thank you so much. And from all of us here, we do truly love you. And thank you for everything.
Thanks.
That's Chris Lee. KSU 5 News at 9 o'clock continues right after this break.